Something else that happened yesterday was the US came out and bombed Iran's biggest bridge. The problem is though, that was a civilian target, and at least 8 civilians on the bridge were killed and another 95 were wounded. This bridge was the biggest suspension bridge in Iran. It's over 136 meters tall, and it was recently unveiled, costing about $400 million to build. It was not a military target at all. The US simply bombed it as it was symbolic, because now they've bombed the biggest bridge. But something important is this actually isn't a surprise. This comes only a day after the US President Trump came out and threatened to bomb Iran, quote, back to the Stone Ages. A video actually came out of the rubble of the bridge being bombed, and we now know that the US carried out at least 2 airstrikes onto the bridge. It wasn't one that missed. Reports initially came out saying that the US didn't mean to bomb the bridge because it was a civilian target, but because they bombed it twice, it proves it was intentional. Trump came out and then said, quote, the biggest bridge in Iran comes tumbling down, never to be used again. And he also said there's, quote, much more to follow. Now this is technically a war crime. The US has carried out a strike on civilians and a civilian target. It was not being used by military, it was not being used to transit government officials, etc. The US bombed another civilian target in Iran, and dozens of civilians have now been affected by it. And so this is the type of stuff that you won't find really by watching anyone else. So leave me a follow because I know more about this stuff than anyone else, and I'm going to keep you up to date on the stuff that you won't find anywhere else.